All right. Well, hello everyone. My name is Jared. I'm 25 years old. I've been part of Talk and Talk immersions for almost 6 months, and this um, is the English immersion about pets. Um, in my free time, I uh, like to mess with electronics. I do a lot of studying for university, and my main job is information technology. Information technology is a pretty broad field, but I tend to dabble more into networking architecture. Yep, and I have a beautiful wife and dog that with me in where I live, and then that's it. Yeah. Alvaro, would you is that how you pronounce your name?
Yeah, yeah,
Alvaro. Yeah, would you like to introduce yourself for everyone?
of course. Good evening, guys. I'm Álvaro. I'm 31 years old. I live in Arcos, Minas Gerais. I work with technology in a VoIP area, and I have a dog. In my free time, I like to spend time with with being immersing myself in technology with another languages, English, Spanish, and French. And here in Talk and Talk, I'm since February this year to speak in English and August to Spanish. And I stood French by myself, but I'm not fluent yet. One day I would like to be fluent in French, like I can to speak in Spanish and English. And it's a passion for me. And I like to play video games. I like to watching TV, news and novellas and series. And I like to play with my dog. I like to ride the bike. I like to read in other idioms, webby blogs in these idioms that I like to learn. What more? I and listen music and pop rock and reggaeton is my music style favorites. And for this reason, I think is my passion being for idioms, foreign idioms, being from these musics that I like to listen have a long time. I think that's it for today.
Thank you, Alvaro. What about you, Douglas? Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hello, my name is Douglas. I'm 35. I live in a small city, Guaratinguetá, countryside, São Paulo state. And I am I work as IT analyst in a company in my city, in a public company. And I'm married, I have a son, I have a dog. And in my free time, I like to spend some time with my family, enjoy my family, watching movies, playing video games, or to go to a park or to the cinema. And I'm using Talk, I think about 10 days, and that's it.
Thank you, Douglas. Uh, for everyone here, I'm going to post the questions in the chat for reference. Yeah. So we're going to start by giving this point that I I'm not a teacher. I'm a student like everyone else. I'm just hosting this platform. This is supposed to be meant to be a casual conversation. I'm not certified as a teacher, so I wouldn't be the best person for teaching. Right, I'm just here to guide and talk um about different subjects in my immersions and hope everyone has a good time and hope everyone gets something out of it. My first question that today is: are you a dog person or a cat person? I'll start by saying that I am a dog person. Um, I've loved dogs for as long as I've known. I think they're very fun, great to go play outside with, go running with. They, they provide good companionship. Um, and it feels good to have a dog, and you know, small, medium, or large dogs. They're all great. So they all have different um, commitments and requirements to take care of them. I still love dogs. I have considered having a cat. However, I know that cats don't tend to listen to uh don't tend to listen to anyone. So I dogs tend to be more uh can be more behaved if if you if you know how to work them. So I really love dogs. So that's I was just thinking about talking about this topic about pets because I have a wonderful dog and I do appreciate them. So Alvaro, would you like to uh answer the first question?
Yeah, for me it's difficult to decide between the both because I love the both, but I'm more a cat person. Even though I have a dog, I have 10 years that I have just a dog, but before I had cat in the past, and I love cat. For me, is my favorite animal ever is cat. But I love dogs too. I think dogs is my second favorite one. And for me, this the both is so important. For me, I care with the animals in general, and cats and dogs is my passion. But I'm more a cat person.
Well, that's great to hear. Do you have any particular cats that you type that you have fond over, Alvaro?
What? Can you repeat?
Is are there any particular cats like you really love? You like those Persian cats uh or anything like that?
Why I love cat?
Yeah, what color and type of cat?
Ah, okay. Um, it's I think the black one. Some people judge the black cat here, and I don't know why, because for me it's so cute with the yellow eyes, and I love
Mhm.
the cat ones. I have a black cat in the past. I appeared a black this year. Appeared here in my house a black cat, but I have a big caramel in my backyard, and my dog don't like cats. Is dangerous to keep the buff here in my house. And for this reason, I donate the black cat that appears here in my house to my colleague. And my colleague came to my house and bring this black cat. And yeah, I think it's my favorite type. It's difficult because I don't judge the types of cats. For me, every type is very lovely, and but I think the black cat is my favorite.
I get it. In the U.S., it's also the same. Not many people have black cats because people like there's some bad stuff about they say about black cats, but black cats are just as adorable as and cool as any other cats. Douglas, what would you say about the first question?
Yes, I'm a dog person, like you. And since then I was a kid, I always had a dog in my house, with my parents, and now with my wife. And I love the dogs. I love how they are smart, how they are fun. I like to play with them. I've never had a cat, and I think because of this, I prefer dog. And yes, I had a dog now, and he's a little old. He's a little weak now, but he's still a good friend, a good dog to play together, and all my family likes him.
Well, thank you, Douglas. And yeah, it's great to have those dogs. I love dogs. This next question is what is the best pet to have? Well, I would still think it's dogs. But some people prefer to have exotic or unusual animals. People like to have giant cats, like, or they like to have like an alligator pet, stuff like that. I think it's too risky. Um, some like monkey pet just seems also risky because monkeys can just always turn on you. They're not really meant to be like a companion like a dog or cat. But yeah, I still think dogs are the best pet to have, and I do respect those that may think that they may have other types of pets, like birds, pet birds, or maybe something else. I always thought that pet uh, toucan would be nice. Like toucans are really nice with their big beaks. Um, yeah, they're really colorful, and I know that you can find them in Brazil. I haven't personally seen any I don't remember recalling seeing a toucan when I was visiting Brazil, but maybe one day I'll see one. What do you think about that, Douglas?
Yeah, as I said, I always had a dog, and for me, the best is dog too. But I had a bird and I had a fish too. But I don't know. I think like the fish in the aquarium, I don't know if they feel happy inside a small aquarium, and I think I don't like to. I think that he's not in a good place, and I prefer don't have. And for the birds too, when they're inside I don't know the name, the cage, I think he's like a prisoner, and I don't feel that he's happy in that place. And for me, dogs is the best. I think that he can stay in the garage or in the backyards, and I think that is a good place for him. And for the others like fish and birds, I think that the place that we can put them is not good. Is very small for a living.
Yeah, I agree. I think it can be restrictive, and for fish, I find it harder to have like a bond with a fish than it is with a cat or dog. A fish just they have such short lives, and they can just die randomly. Like even if you set the water temperature right, you have a clean uh, aquarium, tank, or just food, everything they would need, but like and they can just still just die randomly, like in like a day or two or a few days after you got the fish. And it's it has happened where the fish just randomly died, even though with all the preparation. It's just sometimes it's really unfortunate with the fish, and I don't know. Maybe it's just they're not meant to be in those aquariums. Maybe they just need to be out in the wild and or in the waters and be where their true homes at because they too restricted to have them in the tanks. And for birds, it's I think birds can just always fly away, and I think that's the reason why they keep birds in the cage. But I just think that birds, while it's cool to see them, it's it's better to see them out in the open than flying freely, being where they want to be, because like birds are never meant. I don't think they're ever meant to be in a cage. Yeah. What do you think, Alvaro?
Yeah, I think fish is boring to have. I never had a fish, and fish in aquarium. I think is so difficult to care to maintain because I think they dead very easy. If you don't care with a lot of cares, they easily will die. I have the people that with bad experience with fish on aquarium. And the birds, I have a lot of birds flying uh, throughout my backyard. I just like to see them on the sky flying. I don't have an specific bird here with me. I just like to listen they whistle in my backyard. And the best for me is cat. I think is the more hygiene if you compare with dogs. I think cats is more have more hygiene, and they are my silent. And I think you doggy sometimes yell a lot, and I think cat is more tranquility to have. And because they sleep during all the day in the most part of the cases, and at night, some cats is more agitated at night. I think yeah, I think it's more comfortable to have a cat in the house than a dog inside the house. I have a dog, but it's in my backyard that they we keep that because it's a big one, and in my backyard. It's not inside my house. And to have some animal inside my house, I'd prefer to have a cat. I think is more easy to lead with. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Alvaro. Yeah, but I think it's just simpler, much more simple to have just a dog or a cat that can just be around. Maybe have a backyard to run around and they do cats do tend to have better hygiene than dogs. That's I do agree with that. Next question is, what is a good name for a pet dog? Um, I I like a good name for a pet dog is Marble. Marble is a great name. I don't really hear enough dogs called Marble. A lot of dogs have the same types of names like Scruff, uh, King, stuff like that. But I think Marble is very nice. Uh, yeah. So, Oliver, what do you think is a good name for a pet dog?
I think it's a good name. Is something that you like, or some food, something that you like, and you name it your dog in this way. An example, my boss like beer, and his name is her dog Amstel, and I think it's funny. I think this funny names is for me is the best one.
Yeah, yeah, some of them very funny, like Goofball or something, Goofy. Uh, and those are like sometimes just have a nice to have a goofy name for a dog. Um, what do you think, Douglas?
And I like some movies from Marvel movies. I probably, if I had the chance to put the name in my next dog, probably would be Thor or I don't know Bruce or some name of a superhero. But I wouldn't choose the name because or my son or my wife will do it. But if I could, I will choose one of these names of some superheroes.
That's cool. Uh, this next question is, what is a good name for a pet cat? A good name for a pet cat, in my opinion, is a king or queen because cats they seem like they own the place. They just do what they want. It's like they own the house or own the place. You try to tell them what to do, they won't listen. So I think king and queen is a good depending on the male female cat. But yeah, what do you think, Douglas?
I don't know. Uh, Probably, as Albert said, maybe a funny name for him, or something that he looks like. For example, if he were black, maybe coffee. I don't know. If you were yellow, sun. I don't know. Something that remembers your color or something more funny, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. Alvaro, what would you call a cat?
I think
I don't have a whole
I
list
thought
of names.
I thought the same that Douglas, something about the color of a cat. I think it's a good name. I thought the same.
Yeah, like like for a black cat, I think Onyx would be nice. Yeah, so I didn't have the opportunity to name cats because the only cats you know I was with was my parents. They picked out the names of the cats long time ago. So I never had a personal pet cat, so I never got that opportunity. But I think maybe naming some cats off of gemstones would be nice. Um, what is, based off their color. Next question is, what is the most important thing to do to take good care of a pet? Um, I, I believe that, I mean, I think food is very important. Um, I don't think just you can just feed a dog or cat, anything you want. Like, because they they have a different digestive system than humans, and uh, you have to be very careful because they can't like eat grapes, they can't eat chocolate. Like dogs definitely can't eat chocolate. It's very bad. Like you have to understand what they eat because if you give anything that's slightly off what they can have, just gonna have a lot of digestive issues. It's gonna be a big mess to clean up later. Um, Same with fish or bird, anything. Food is very vital to taking care of a pet. Having making sure all the food has the right nutrients. There's the right amount of food. If you overfeed it, they're gonna get overweight. Like you can have overweight cats and dogs. You give them too little, then they're just gonna get very weak and sickly. Yeah, that's very big consideration when taking good care of a pet. What do you think, Alvaro?
Yeah, I think the demonstrated affection with his pet. I think is important when you play when you talk with your pet and take to the doctor to have some uh, exams. Yeah, exams. I don't know if in English is the same exams, medical exams,
Oh
but
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Greetings and stuff.
Um, Yeah, to care to when you are worried with the health of your pet, I think is so important. And yeah, I think this two is this both is the most important things to care with your pet, to demonstrate affection and care about the healthness.
Yeah, very good point. Affection's very important. Dogs that don't get enough affection, they're just gonna go crazy. Um, what do you think, Douglas?
Yes, I agree. I think the 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 pets need some attention. We need to take care of them like we're a person for family, and you need to know what they need to to eat or and what type of foods they they need and what is good for your health. And as Albert said, we need to take them to go to a doctor, I don't know, the veterinarian, do some exams, and we need to take care of that like a person, because he needs food, he needs water, he needs attention, he needs go to a doctor, he needs everything that we need, and we need to do the same with them.
Yeah, the both of your points about screening and exams, going to vet is very important. Because it there's a lot of preventable diseases that you can do to help. A lot of stuff that you can use to treat and prevent diseases. So I think it's very important that one of the first things that needs to be done after getting a pet is going to the vet. I mean, you should also have, any records about the dog prior to getting the pet, so you can have an idea of what, like, if they're prone to have hip dysplasia, like for dogs. It's good stuff like that. It's very important. Um, well, next question is: do you think animals should be allowed to sleep on the bed? Um, I personally don't think animals should be allowed to sleep on the bed. It would just cause stench, regardless if it's, or they're gonna have a lot of hair. It's like regardless if it's a cat or a dog or any other animal, like it's just gonna make the bed stinky and not good to lay on. So like you just have to have a separate spot for them to sleep. I know some people would prefer to have their pets close, and that's okay as long as they're happy. But I uh, I personally wouldn't want to do that because like some animals like dogs, like dogs can shed a lot depending on the dog. Um, and just gonna get like hairs everywhere. It's gonna you have to clean the sheets like all the time for that. Yeah. Douglas, what do you?
Oh, I don't prefer. My preference is the keep the my dog and the animals in outside the house, in the backyards and the garage, and in my bed I don't like. I prefer the from the outside, and I think that uh, there are some dirt and fall some hairs of me, and it's for me. I don't like, and I prefer to my house inside my house just the humans, and outside the animals.
Yeah, that makes sense. Alvaro, what do you?
Um, I think it's very common to cats sleeping divide the bed with humans. When I have cats in the past, I don't care to I allow they lie in my bed or sometimes sleeping. I think it's very common cats because cats is so lazy and like to lie in every um in every furniture that they see in front. And about dogs, I never allowed a dog to sleep in my bed in my pets. I'd rather they, like Douglas said, to stay outside and they have their own um little house with the a place to sleep. Divide with humans and the doggy at the same at the same bed. I think is not is not for me. Is in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, it makes sense. Like I think a lot of people that I know don't personally have their pets on the bed. Um, there's a few that do, and I know, that's but it kind of makes sense, like because people that like really clean their pet all the time, I guess it doesn't really matter. Um, so the next question is: what is the most boring thing about having a pet? I have to say the most boring thing is having to clean up their mess, like after like all the waste they leave behind. Uh, Cat litter box, picking up mess from the dog outside when you take them out. It's there's nothing exciting about that. Like it's nothing great. Um, yeah, I don't think I can imagine anyone waking up in the morning thinking like I'm so excited to clean this up. It's a yeah. What do you think, Alvaro?
Um, for me is when my dog yell a lot with something, with some cats that appear on the wall or in the roof of my house. Sometimes appeared some other animals, and my dog yell a lot, or when have some different noisy yell a lot, and I think it's so boring. And when my doggy escaped to my backyard, to my inside backyard, because we have separate spaces here in my house, and when my dog jump to another space that is not allowed, get a mess with some sacks, uh, sack, uh, sacks of trash or something, make a mess, and for me it's so boring to must clean these spaces after a big mess that my doggy had d- do when he jumped to another space. For me, I think this two is more difficult to lead with him. Boring things to have about the cat, about the pet.
Yeah, like pets are not always exciting. They just like barking or making a mess. It's like that's nothing fun about that. What do you think, Douglas?
Yes, I agree. When they do some mess, it's very boring. And one thing I don't think that's boring, but it's more sad than boring, that when they are in the end of their life and then can't do more things by itself, and he needs some help, and they are weak, and we need to take care about them, and we see they suffer, and I think it's very very sad, and it's one thing that I don't like about the animals, because they don't live too much, and with just 14 or 15 years they are dying, and at the end of life, most of the time they suffer a lot, and it's something very sad, and one thing that I don't like about the animals is that.
Yeah, I agree. With dogs, they they have much shorter lifespans than cats, and so it's always tough. Like when you raise them from like a puppy to you know adult dog, that then like they just get older and older. It's sad to see them go away. I know a lot of people would wish to have their pet for a long, long time, as long as they're alive. But no, it's not always the case. And no, my grandmother has a dog that's 14 years old. It's a smaller dog, so usually they can live a little much longer. But I mean, you never know. The dogs they can get old in just a few years. So yeah. The next question here is, what is the funniest thing you've ever seen a pet do? Um, yeah, I always think it's hilarious um when I have a dog that like I have a give them like a new toy that and they just get really excited for it. Um, it's like they like if it's try not to give them squeaky toys, but what if I but if I do they really go crazy for squeaky toys and it's funny their reactions like these they're like shaking their head, like trying to rip it apart, but they can't. And I wish I could, I wish I could always play around with them, but they end up getting tired, and sometimes I get up tired from playing with the dog. So, but it's always hilarious. Uh, what do you think, Douglas?
Me or Douglas? I or
Douglas?
Douglas? Ah, Douglas.
Sorry. Um, Funniest thing, I don't know. I like to watch some videos that when some animals and they are looking at the mirror and be scared about it, and I think it's funny. I like to watch some TV shows when they have the animals that trained. The trainer does different things with the dog, and I think it's very fun, and I like to watch this type of TV shows too. And I think it's it.
And like, I remember watching this video of this cat that just jumping like over furniture, and then like, I don't know why they think it's a good idea, but they try to. It's like they're trying to reach for something, but they can't. What do you think, Alvaro, about this?
I love videos about funny moments with animals, especially with cats and dogs. And one of that I've a funniest one for me is one that I said a sequence of videos and a cat fighting with a Christmas tree and making a mess. For me, so amazing, so funny to see the cats in this confusion with the Christmas tree because there are people um, put the ornaments and put the Christmas tree, and the cats go to jump and start to getting a mess with all the balls and they are all other ornaments. For me, so amazing and funny to see.
Yeah, it is interesting. Um, this next question is: if you could have any animal in the world as a pet, even a wild one, what would you choose? I took this. I'm gonna take this idea off my wife, but I wish I could have those big bears in the wild as a pet, like tamed and completely friendly. Because they're big and hairy, fluffy, like beasts. But they can get really tall and dangerous, and realistically, you should never approach them. It's a bad idea. Don't If you see a bear, try not to interact with it. Um, yeah, but if I had the choice and if I could have them as a completely calm pet, I would definitely would like to have interaction with a bear. What do you think, Alvaro?
Yeah, bears is so cute. But my, if I could have, I choose a llama. Llama, I like llamas, and I like the bush face of the llamas have. For me, they have the bush face, and so amazing and funny. The llamas, yeah, I like. If I could, I choose the llamas.
Yeah, llamas are funny animals. I don't never came across a llama before. Maybe one day I will. Uh, Douglas, what do you think?
Yeah, there are a lot of animals that I think is beautiful, like lions, like tigers, but they're very dangerous. And probably I choose a dolphin. I think it's a very smart and beautiful animal, very fun too. And I think he's not dangerous. He's very, I don't know the name, but we can. I see some videos then people with them swimming with them, and yeah, it's very good. If I could have it, I think I choose the dolphin.
You said a dolphin?
Yeah, dolphin.
Yeah, dolphin. I yeah, I I I know that there's dolphins at some there's like these big aquatic parks where they have a bunch of big you know, aquatic fish animals, but like stuff like dolphins are very very smart. Dolphins
Yeah,
are some of the smartest uh species in the world. It's funny when I see a video with dolphins how like they try to play around with us as humans. They like play tricks on us or do some goofy like they're very hyper aware of what's going on. Yeah. So this next question is are pets truly part of the family or are they just animals? I personally think pets are part of the family. I I always thought of my dog as almost like a daughter, kind of like type of or like a just like a part of a family member, just that we or almost like a friend that you interact with every day. Um, but I don't just think of them as just animals. I think of them as companions. There's like it's like a good partnership between different species for animals. Um, I truly appreciate dogs for what they are, and I don't see them as less of humans, less of them. I don't see them. I think they can be part of anyone's family, and cats. I mean, yeah, cats too. They can also be part of the family or any other animal. But for me, I really love dogs, and I think they're really close to me. Um, what do you think, Alvaro?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. It's totally part of the family. Some people have dogs like really children for them. It's like a son or a daughter for them. And I agree because some couples and don't can't to have a baby and they adopt pets to put in the place to fill this empty on they have and they care of pets like a um really daughter or a son. And I think because animals, pets, cats and dogs pass a long time with us, and some
Alvaro? Like I lost connection with Alvaro.
hello.
You briefly frozen on my screen.
Oh, I think it's my connection. But
Uh,
you catch my answer?
yeah, yeah. Thank
Okay.
you, Alvaro. Uh, Nicholas, what do you think about the question?
yes, I agree with you. I think pets are for me the dog is part of my family. I look for him like in the past like a son, maybe now like a, a grandfather because he's very old now, but he's a big friend. I love dogs and I like to play with them. I like how they are fun, how I look as a partner of my life. I always been with me. I like to run with my dog. I like to play. My son likes to, and my wife, and he is really part of my family. And uh, it's not just an animal. For me, it's a a brother, a son, I don't know, but it's part of my family.
Yeah, I agree. They're just like family. Um, that concludes all the questions here. What do you, uh, what do you two think about this discussion today? Starting with you, Douglas. What do you think about the whole topic of animals, pets?
Yes, I really like this topic. I love animals, especially dogs, and it's good to discuss about these and how they are important for our lives, how we need to take care about, I'll take care of them like a really human, like a family, how they are fun, how sometimes we need them. Yeah, it's a type of
I think you, Douglas, you froze for me.
Yeah, for me too.
but are human? No, no, no.
Yeah, now
No,
now,
we can hear
yes,
you now.
yeah.
Okay. I like my dog because he's good to listen. Sometimes I need to talk with somebody and he's just one that not interrupt me, not judge me, and really good because sometimes we need to just talk and don't have someone to talk, and the dog is good to do this too.
Well, that's great to hear, Douglas. Alvaro, what do you think about this
Yeah, I
discussion and
pretty
topic today?
yeah, I love this subject because I love dogs, I love cats, and to discuss is the same as Lucas said, and they are special in my life. I had very great moments with my pets that I don't have anymore because they passed away, and I just have one nowadays, and I really have good moments with them, and to discuss this about them, about this topic is so amazing for me. I like it.
Thank you, Alvaro, and thank you, Douglas, for your answers and coming to this immersion. It's great to have you both, and I really hope that you come back next week for my next immersion. Um, have a good evening. It's probably late over there, so wherever you're at. So, all right, take care.
All right.